steaming bowels of the Guys, Games, and Beer towers way down there. 6 damn floors. It's the Guys, Games, and Beer podcast.
Yay!
It's true. Look at all this condensation.
Really, it is. Oh my God.
Think about this. If we get demoted a few more floors, we can take a nuclear bomb. So
that's true. That's true. And the way things are going, we may need to be down this slope.
It is an unofficial thought. So.
Yeah, so we are good to go.
And there are radiation warnings in several of the rooms that are blocked off right now. So
we're good.
All right.
No worries. I hear it's not seeping.
I hear it's beer court time.
It is beer court time, so it is time for our favorite segment, Beer Court.
Dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun. Beer Court.
All right, so we have something tonight. Larry's got another one this week.
Yeah. Okay. So our friends from Lords of the Trident just went out west. They went out to Colorado for a little bit of a western tour, and I thought, well, you know what? Let's grab a beer from Colorado. So we have this from Renegade Brewing Company. They do a lot of specialty beers. We have Hiatus, which is a coffee ale, and it's in an oatmeal ale. So you're 6.5, so it's going to be a little higher alcohol, 40 IPU. So
a little bitter, but not terribly.
I don't know. I don't understand that metric.
The new bitter scale. You know something? I'm not sure I like the new bitter scale.
I'm not sure I'm a big fan of it either, but
something cool, guys.
I just know.
Now
I will. What type of beer it is, if it's going to be bitter.
It is coffee, so I would expect bitter.
Right.
But it's balanced with, as they say, malty dark beverage. They utilize local Denver coffee roasters. So, so they kind of putting some local stuff in there.
The beans and the people.
But to their credit, did you read what it says on the side?
No.
So they've got a picture of a tap for tap, a beer tap, and a water tap. And on the side it says, 1 gallon equals 1 day. For each gallon of Renegade beer purchased, they provide 1 day of safe drinking water to a person in need. That's a pretty cool thing to do. So, bravo to them for that. All right, let's see if the beer holds up.
Delicious, which we talked about a little before the show.
Offensively delicious?
Yeah, it's a
Offensively delicious.
It's a bold claim.
Yeah, I totally drank this before we were supposed to.
Definitely smells like coffee.
It
tastes
like coffee.
It tastes like coffee.
It in fact only really tastes like coffee.
Yeah, like cold brew.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
in the morning.
it's almost a cold brewed coffee.
Yeah, it actually it almost
kind
doesn't
of
taste like beer at all.
It's like the Reese's peanut butter cup of
Starbucks.
beer and coffee.
Yeah, actually.
Really.
With carbonation. That is not that's not a dig.
No, it's not a dig.
It's not a dig at all.
No, it's very good.
So
I feel
the
like
kind of beer one might take in a morning of kayak.
Ooh! Did you get more?
Yeah, please
I
tell me
think
more.
Unfortunately, checking their website, it seems like this bad boy might have been seasonal, and we're not in its season.
This would have been really good for kayaking.
What is the caffeine content?
Yeah, really.
Now that'd be interesting. It does not.
Because it tastes like it's 75% coffee.
Yeah.
Can you guys dab for me? It's my birthday.
What?
Happy birthday, Dudley.
And you don't really want...
Your name is so
okay, never
long.
mind. You got somebody to do it, Dudley.
But
you got somebody to do it.
And maybe this is just a good example of what this brewery's like, because they seem to do a lot of specialty beers. One of them is Pancakes, which is a maple porter.
I would drink the shit out of that. I don't know.
Grapefruit and
You can cross the line into flavors.
Mexican vanilla bean. So
Mexican vanilla bean might be really good.
And I wanted this, but I was gonna actually buy this, but the person in front of me bought them all out. The Imperial Peanut Butter Stout. That was
Imperial.
I think we need to take
it's the
GTV
Imperial
trip.
Peanut Butter Cup Stout.
That's pretty good.
I'm okay with this.
This is a really good
I
first
really
impression.
like it.
Yeah, and okay, so first let me clarify. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee just doesn't sit well with me. I could actually drink this.
Also not a coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
You either? And what's your opinion?
Well, what I want to know is the brewery next to a dispensary?
Ooh, caffeine to go along with it. Yes.
Probably.
It might be.
We probably gotta do
I
the
mean,
Imperial
isn't
Peanut Butter
everything in
Stout too.
Colorado.
It's just a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
I mean, if we're gonna be doing beers that aren't from Wisconsin now, I definitely need to get a case of my uncle's brewery beer in here. So
Why, yes, you do.
I'll shoot him an email.
There's only so many beers from Wisconsin
Yeah.
you can drink.
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
we have
Well,
done
yeah,
a lot of
we
beers
have
on the
Man,
done
you've
show.
quite
been
a
holding
few.
out on us.
By the way,
Well, I
another
thought it was the thing.
I thought we had this thing, and we didn't have the thing, so
another delightful, at least name for
You made that mistake.
from this brewery is the Russian
TW.
Imperial Stout, which is called the Sickle. So
nice.
The hammer and sickle.
yeah, the
That's
hammered
really not
sickle.
bad.
That makes sense.
Communistic.
Makes sense.
All right,
Alright,
ladies and
I have a
gentlemen, let's
feeling I
pass
know what
verdict
this is
on
gonna
this
be.
one. I
Yeah.
do too. I think this one's gonna be. All right,
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
unanimous.
Yes.
Bravo, Renegade
All
Brewing
right,
Company.
all right, all
Yeah, I
right.
don't think I could drink more than one of these in a sitting, but I could definitely have one.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
and I would
See,
want it.
I would have a lot of them, but I really need to know what the caffeine content is.
Yeah,
so
like
I'm
if
not
they,
like.
if
So
they
you're
like
wide
a-
awake drunk, yeah.
Right.
Like if they
Ripple
infuse
and vodka
this,
situation, you know.
like a
I'm not
Sparks.
18 anymore.
All right, Judge Rob, let's pass verdict on this.
All right, on count one of being offensively delicious. Like the tie in there?
Nice
Like the
tie-in, nice
Yeah.
tie-in.
I find you guilty. On count two of giving me beer coffee burps. I also find
Yeah.
you very guilty.
Yeah, yeah.
I sentence you to death by drinking.
Hey.
Cheers!
Cheers.
All right, so
You know
Rob,
what makes me think? You know,
All these
I
trails-
tried.
Hey,
I tried to keep the show.
Are you
on.
catching on to
You
the
know what
fact?
makes me- you know what makes me
We're
think?
close to moving on to the next segment.
You know what makes me think of coffee is, you know, like you maybe you go to a game shop early in the morning and you might be able to get a cup of coffee there and you start off with some nice gaming.
Or better yet, a beer.
And maybe a beer. Yeah, you know, start off with some coffee ale and do some gaming at a game shop.
So, Rob, what is the real topic tonight? Now that Larry just ham-handed the hell out of that one.
It's called a segue.
He said.
It's called a segue. Yeah, yeah.
That
So,
was
Rob,
I'm pretty sure it's called beating a dead horse.
This is the real reason that Larry never made it in television.
that you managed to be
That,
shirtless
and
like
I'm way too
25 minutes
short.
through.
all right, and Rob, the real topic tonight is?
Today we are with,
Kit Strelo, Matt Strelo,
and they're with.
Menagerie Games.
And
Welcome
today,
to Guys, Games, and Beer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Today we're talking about starting up a game store, but not just any kind of game store. Something that we're short on.
Yeah, in this area especially.
Yeah.
A board game store. A classic gaming store. Wow, what? Really? You're going to pantomime it there?
It's all I have. Let me have it.
All right.
He was doing a saving throw.
Oh, you just saving throw for that one. Good, good.
That's all he's got.
Oh,
Doing
good.
a
I
saving
thought we were
throw.
going to have to start up a craps table or something.
That goes in the back of the store.
Yeah, that's in the back over
Truly
there. Yeah.
classic.
We have a
gaming.
premium room that you can rent out for private events.
You can do whatever you want back there.
Casino
Oh,
night.
careful. You saw the pictures from the state fair already, right? Don't
No.
say you can do anything you want back there. Oh, you haven't seen the pictures
Yeah,
from the state
I
You
have.
got a door you can close.
So,
Okay, go ahead. Kick it off.
yeah, Menagerie Games. You guys are looking to open up really soon here in Racine, Wisconsin.
This
so
coming weekend.
yeah, you have a grand opening events. Saw you guys on Facebook. So, what's your background in gaming and like what kind of led you to believe like, hey, we want to start a game store?
I've always wanted a game store. I got into game. I guess I should say I always wanted a game store since I got into gaming, which was after I met my husband. 'Cause he's been into gaming forever.
I started playing Catan in high school, which is now like 20 plus years ago, give or take a little bit.
Does it always make you seem a little weird, like when you like go to Target and like Catan's there, and it's like
Yeah, it makes me a little sad.
I had to like search for that.
Damn, kids get it so easy
They
these days.
do. I mean, that's what Amazon's for.
I had to
Right.
go into some store basement that was like twice as freaky as this place.
Put it in order, wait a couple weeks. Yeah.
There is nowhere
Wait a minute,
twice
wait
as
a minute.
creepy as this place.
Wait a minute. You
I
guys actually
object.
go into stores?
Now you
You don't
can
just
just
get it
shop
on Amazon. Where
Now
you
you
Like
can
20
conveniently-
plus years
20
ago.
years ago.
Yeah.
If you could find one,
Yeah.
you went in the basement. It was dark. It kind of smelled like sweat, sadness.
Oh, you've been to Rockheads.
They're closing down.
I know. That's why I had to get the little dig in while they're on their way out.
Yeah, way to kick them while they're down.
No problem. I
Shit
took
on
care
their
of that.
dream before
Oh,
they
you
die.
know it. You know it.
So,
Big old dump.
yeah, mostly looks like Menagerie Games is going to be board game focused, or
Board game and card game focused.
Okay.
So we will be doing Magic, Pokemon, possibly Yu-Gi-Oh.
yeah, those kind of games definitely have like a steady fan base
Yeah.
for sure.
They
Those
bring the
are-
people in every week.
Yeah.
We're almost at the point where we're like anti-video game and tablets. To be like, if you want to do that somewhere else, that's fine. We don't care if you have your tablet or phone. But we're just not promoting that because there's too many people like at a table like this on their phones, not talking to each other. Where board games are a great way to socialize with your friends and do all kinds of things that like it doesn't come across on the tablet.
Well, that being said, so with all the electronic gaming that's been going on over the last 10, 15 years, there's been that resurgence in independent gaming, in board gaming, in card gaming, in face-to-face gaming. Is that part of what inspired you guys? I mean, I know you said that since you started gaming with him, it was like, yeah, Game Store sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
But is now the time because you looked and said, well, look at, all these new games coming out, all these indie games coming out, all these, Kickstarter games coming out. Is that something that kind of fed the whole fire?
I wish we could say that's totally what it was. It's part of it. What it was my kids are going to be in school full time starting this fall, and I had nothing to do.
Okay, well that works too. That's
Fair
a perfectly good reason.
So now is this you going with the layout of do you have a little more space where you can have a store and also like a gaming space?
What's your square footage?
2,200 square feet.
Okay, so you got a lot of square footage.
And we have space right now permanently for 36 players to sit at tables.
Oh, wow.
And
Oh,
game.
nice.
And that's open. That doesn't even
Yeah.
count what we could do in the premium room to add some more people.
Okay, so that doesn't include the premium. That's just open space.
Yeah, that's
That's open
open
space.
all the time. We got 6-foot tables out. So we got like 6 chairs around each of them. That's our 36.
And then we have another open area where we have demo tables, so like pub height tables that we can do demos on and show the public games. Those can be moved out of the way if we have a bigger event or something. We need all the extra space for that too. And then 12 people can fit in the premium room. So you can rent that premium room for $20 a night, get your friends all in there, and shut the door and do whatever you want.
Well, again, for people who don't have a space, it's nice to have
Or
a
not
place where you
good
go.
space. There's plenty
Yeah,
of
that's
times
true.
Or
I've
not
had
good
friends
space.
who, want to play a game and it's like not having good table space. Like a
Oh,
comfortable
for sure.
place to put everything and not have to be bumping elbows all the time.
So that brings up in the premium room, what kind of layout are you looking at? Do you have like a table and? I don't even want to know what
Nothing to
happened
see
behind
here.
me there. I'm not going to turn around. Because when you turn around, that's when the knife goes through your chest. Just going to put it out there right now.
Paps
Body
went
swag.
under.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
It was. All right. So getting back to my question. So in the premium space, is that going to be set up differently than in your normal gaming space, or is it just pretty much a table and an area to play?
It is, however, the people that are renting it want it. We can set it up
Oh,
with,
good to hear.
2 6-foot tables, 1 6-foot table, just a bunch of chairs. It's whatever you need. It does have its own temperature controls.
Ooh,
And its
bonus.
own lighting with dimmer switches. You can have all kinds of mood lighting in there for your role playing, whatever
Make
you
it
want.
really get sexy.
You want an
There's velvet
anti-fan
wallpaper
to
coming
push
in next week.
out.
No, I want it cold so the gamer funk is kept to an absolute
well, no,
minimum.
well, that's where an anti-room
It also has windows that
where
open.
you push
Okay, you can open it up and
out.
let the gamer funk out. Good,
yeah,
good.
definitely.
Well, that's good to know.
Get the window fans in there.
Okay, so you've got a fair amount of space to fill up. That goes to the point now. You're selling new games. Are you also going to be doing anything in used games?
Possibly later.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think what we're gonna do is maybe quarterly do like a game swap where people can bring in their used stuff and then do some sort of consignment, or you put your stuff out there, you buy some stuff, and then after the weekend we'll figure out if you sold more or bought more and then balance out or something like that. So let people kind of change over their inventory, switch things out. But our stuff is going to be new.
Is that part of so to speak, you well, it sounds like you have a checkout library. So
Yes.
like if I showed up and I just like wanted to check this game out or whatever, you have something like that. Is then that consignment idea part of the checkout library then, or
It would be separate, completely
it'd be
separate.
separate?
I think.
That's even another element.
So we have almost every new game has a demo copy on the shelf. So in store, that's free. Just take it off the shelf, play it there. But if you want to show your buddies or your family, or you just want to play it overnight or something like that, we have a low rental rate. And anything what you spend renting will credit towards that game.
Oh.
That's
So-
really cool.
Okay, that's a nice idea.
If you're like I guess there's this new one, Terraforming Mars, that's about coming to Mars and make it so that we could live there one day and stuff. And it's sci-fi, but it's future. Like maybe it could happen. Some of the stuff isn't super far off. It's got a ton of components, so it's a $70 game. You're like, $70. I mean, it takes you like
yes.
2 hours to play it.
I
so-
agree. I agree with that. You know that $70 can be cheap in some levels
If it's a good game.
Good game, and you're gonna get some replay out. You know, I think of people I've known that have bought an Arkham Horror and that, and it's like, yeah, it's a pricey game, but you know, we played it a bunch. We
It's a
had
great
a great
game.
time. You know, that kind of thing. And but there's other games I personally have spent $70 on, and it's mostly gotten dusty. You know, and it's
So
like,
we'll let you rent this one for 10% a night. But so you take it home, you play it. So you paid $7. You decide you love it. You're gonna play the crap out of it. Come back and you buy it. We won't sell it to you for $70. We'll sell you a brand new one then for $63.
I love
And
that idea.
you didn't lose anything.
Yeah.
You decide you don't like it, and now you're out $7. And Terraforming Mars is probably like in our top 5 expensive titles. So everything else is gonna be cheaper. You're gonna be spending $5, $4, maybe $2 to rent a game.
Nice.
That's very
Real
cool.
quick, say hi to Tracy.
She already did.
Hello.
Oh, I didn't
You
know.
waved earlier.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, yeah. So like in that
I
idea,
snuck it in quietly.
how big is the rental, or not the rental library, but the in-house library? Let's say, how big is that? How many titles are you looking at in that?
We've got 3 bookshelves. 3, I would say, an average of 4 shelves apiece, just full.
Right. So
But I'm not trying to.
So
say-
basically, you've got a few hundred games
Got a
sitting on the
lot.
shelves that people can kind of
I'm
come
looking-
in and check out and get
Some of your
started with.
selection online looks like it's very well curated
Yeah.
so far. Again, some of the stuff again, you got your staples like your King of New York and some of the Cash and Guns, a lot of
Cash
fun
and
party
Guns, yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Again, it looks like a great selection of stuff. It's really definitely.
There's something for everyone, every age range. And even there's games where we'll play it and we'll be like, well, it says 10 plus, but I think I can get this for a 5-year-old. We'll figure out how a 5-year-old can play it.
Well, and that goes back down to having that rental availability. By having that, you can kind of determine getting that chance to take it home and see if it can be adjusted a little bit for the crowd, depending on the age groups and so on. And that's always very fluid as far as who can play a game. I mean, some kids are just natural born gamers. They jump in and oh my god, I know these rules, I understand this, and beat the crap out of you every time you play them. Other times, kids just, I'm bored with this, I'm going to do something else. So it is nice to be able to rent it just from that standpoint. So these games will all be, like you said, they're on the shelf available. So if somebody comes into your store and just says, hey, I want to try that game, they can try it right there for nothing.
Yep.
They can just sit down with their buds, get a game going, play it. And that always goes back down to nothing draws a crowd like a crowd. So having that available for people where they can come in and sit down with their friends and start a game going helps generate that buzz. Helps.
I've got a
keep
couple of
that
follow-up
going.
questions.
Oh,
So
go ahead.
again, it's a good thing about board game stores these days. It's really the social aspect. It's really kind of that group of people. First things first, are you gonna sell snacks, soda, things like that for people who are gonna be around? And then the second thing is, so I saw on your opening weekend, you guys had events for Magic and Pokemon that you guys are having this weekend. Are these things you guys are running yourself, or do you have people in the community who already are kind of groups that are established, or kind of how does that work?
For the most part, for the first weekend, we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
Just because we need to get it going. If Matt's too busy to be running Magic tournaments all the time, we're going to have to outsource that and get a judge in. I'm the Pokemon one. I'm the professor.
Nice.
And at this point, I can do it myself, but we may have to bring in a second professor if it gets real busy.
Yeah.
That's what we hope to meet this weekend is, like, for Magic, they got all these levels to judges and stuff. You'd be like, maybe I can pull off level 2 at some point. But if somebody comes in the store and they'll be like, I'm already a level 3 judge, be like, I think we might have just found the guy that's gonna, or girl, that's gonna be running our tournaments. Yeah. So, any of those people out there in the community, if they stop by this weekend or whenever they can get by, I mean, we're looking for people to help us run stuff.
So this Saturday, you guys are looking to do Magic stuff, and then Sunday's Pokemon.
Yep.
Okay, great. Yeah, I've my friend JJ has gone like super deep into the Pokemon pool again. I met this guy 5th grade Pokemon League at Toys R Us. So it was like legitimately my mom and dad would take my sister and I, drop us off at Toys R Us every Saturday, and just like leave us for a few hours. And again, you can play, get badges and promo cards and stuff. And obviously, JJ was the very loud and rambunctious one, jumping up on tables and pretending to be a cowboy. And we met because Ben decided to pull him down off of a table, and he hit his head pretty bad. And then JJ
had to be friends to avoid a lawsuit.
Yeah.
That's why we're stuck with JJ.
JJ was a good sport about it. He was like, yeah, I think I deserve that. And then we were like friends ever since. So yeah, I met him at Pokemon League. So he's recently got back into the whole Pokemon craze. And I do have to say, their cards are really cool. Like, they got these like full art cards. And
So
stuff
is he confident enough to be able to handle losing to a 7-year-old girl? Because
there's some
my
My
great
daughter's really good.
Well,
at
I
Origin,
mean,
she went 2 for 3 twice in tournaments.
Oh, wow.
either that or JJ's gonna come in
Dang.
and just sweep a bunch of 10-year-olds, and it's gonna be embarrassing for everyone.
JJ is not really good at the game, I want to bet.
That would be even better. Where he just
Yeah,
like
he's
comes
not-
in and he's just like, damn, my charger sucks.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's again. It's like I've been like teetering on that line of like, oh man, like I really want to like take a look and see what it's all about again. So this might be
In your copious spare time.
yeah, right. But it might be something I want to check out again.
All right, so
Well, we've got a bunch of starters. We've got boosters from the latest sets, and we're gonna do learn to play events for people that don't even know the rules and stuff like that. I mean,
Or have forgotten.
it's pretty straightforward. Some of it. There's
Yeah.
some crazy complex powers at times, and building your deck can get complicated. But just taking a starter deck and playing Pokemon is pretty straightforward. I think most people pick it up pretty quick.
okay, so getting back to, again, now we understand why you want to start. It's like, okay, kids are in school, I got time. All right, location-wise, so you pick, I assume you live in the area, so that's part of your location consideration. But, I've seen where your store is going to be, and we don't have to discuss where it's going to be in Racine. You can tell people at the end of the show where it's going to be.
Sure.
But, so, why that location?
Mostly price.
Okay.
We were
No, that's
Good
a,
answer.
that's a good answer.
fucking great answer.
Especially
Yeah.
the
Solid
square. You
answer.
guys have got a lot of square footage, and you need square footage
a
for
lot
a
of
gaming
square
store.
footage, and we're barely paying anything for it because we own the building.
Oh, okay.
Anywhere else, you'd have to rent. You're paying a little over $1 per square foot. That's an awful lot to pay per month and try and keep afloat with the game store.
The downfall of many
I
game stores.
I've thought about opening a game store because
Who doesn't? You know.
it'd be so great.
Because you
man.
have enough
Everyone's
games.
mind
It'd be
is
so
somewhere.
great.
I am
man.
bar.
I can just spend my time at that.
No, but he
So,
wanted
and
alcohol
I
with
thought,
his.
and I thought, you know, I live over by 3 Mile where old Blockbuster closed. And I thought,
Hyperlocal
hey, you know what?
reference.
There's
To be fair, everyone probably has a dead Blockbuster on
Yeah.
there.
That's true. All right.
Right.
We're the old blockbuster.
In fact, it was in his Simpsons episode I saw that.
Simpsons in the first.
So it's got nice parking.
Good
and
reference.
everything, and I'm like, oh,
Got that
okay.
one.
And I think theirs was 1,600 square feet, right? That's they were like, it's a lot of space, 1,600 square feet. And I said, well, okay, all right, that's, you know, how much do you think? And I'm thinking in my head, okay, all right, I don't know, 1,000, 1,500 maybe to rent it a month, you know.
It's like $6,500 or something.
12,000 a month.
Whoa!
To rent
I
that
don't know if we
space.
can afford
Hey,
stuff
you
like
know
that.
what?
It's really weird that Blockbuster went out of business.
Blockbuster's over here like, maybe if you guys think gouges the shit out of us for rent, you should be over here renting movies.
Yeah, no, and that makes sense. So
Well,
you
and
own your
that's how
building.
it's in there thinking. Now, it has been empty ever
technically,
since.
my other company, Critical Success Property Management, owns the building, and Menagerie Games rents.
Right, so you're leasing to yourself.
It's a sweet name.
No.
For management.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. But no, that makes perfectly sense.
Yeah.
Perfect sense. Again, that is the
Well, any kind of gaming stores. You know,
yeah, and that
it's
video
having
gaming
that brick and mortar
stores.
costs.
Yeah, it does. It really does, especially in today's market.
Yep.
So keeping your overhead down is going to be a big part of doing a gaming
Well, it
store.
increases your longevity because you can worry less about hitting a certain number every month to keep the doors open.
Right,
And
right.
You can add more of a
You
community.
can
value
you can
over-
develop it the way you want. You can put money back into
Exactly.
your
But if I had to
events
hit
or your stock
12,000
or-
a month.
You be like, you
You
need to rent
wouldn't
this
do it.
game right now, Junior. Get out.
Yeah.
You know, like,
There would be no checking out.
10% a minute.
fire, get out. You know,
Because
like,
I think they see as an industry on a whole, it takes about 18 months from open to profit.
Right.
It's going to take you a year and a half
At
to
least.
go back into the black. You can't be worrying about paying that
No.
much in rent
No,
and
no,
trying to
gosh,
get
no.
back in the black.
But
So-
Oney's not perfect because we replaced 2 faucets in the bathroom. We're getting the roof fixed. We got to worry about the lawn and snow plowing in the winter. So I mean, there are trade-offs, but
Yeah, it was,
I
Sweat
think- I
equity.
think
It's
in-
called sweat equity.
yeah, and that's why I'm mowing it this summer instead of hiring it out.
We
Yep.
painted it. We did all the plumbing. I
yeah, you
did
guys
all
had
the
photos on your
electrical myself.
Facebook page. Yeah, it looked nice.
Yeah, it looks good. No, but that's a great trade-off because again, like you said, 18 months to reach profitability, and that's if things go well.
Yes.
So now here's the thing. So part of deciding on something like this is you have to decide an area that's well suited for this. The area they're opening up in does not have. So the Milwaukee market has a ton of game stores. And we're south of the Milwaukee market. We're kind of up. You could think of a burb of Milwaukee, but we're south of the Milwaukee market. So there's no competition. I mean, I can't think of anything that you have competition-wise.
There's
the one.
few smaller game stores, just like Double
There's
Daggers.
Yeah, I
a
suppose
couple
so.
in Kenosha, but I've noted like what the Double Daggers is kind of a magic shop.
Yeah.
And
Oh
they
yeah.
got some
They're
board
very.
games.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's
the
one
other one's a comic shop. He's got
that
a couple
sells some board games.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes you run into that where and
What's
like
the
I
things you
mentioned,
specialize in?
They're you can go to Target now and buy a Magic card.
Yeah, but
you know it's not it
But you
isn't
don't.
the
But you
You
don't
don't
get all the
play
tournament
Target.
stuff. Right. You don't
There's
get the
no
tournament
tournaments at
stuff.
Target.
You don't get the
communities
community.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, there are, so to speak, other
Oh, yeah.
kind of areas. Comic book stores will often have some kind of.
Well, and that's
offering
what
of
they're saying, like Double
games,
Dagger and so on. They
you know.
have
But
comics and before
But a
there's that one at
dedicated store
there's
is
another one in
different.
Racine game store that's kind of got collectibles and
Yeah,
comic
he's
books
like a collectible guy.
and a few games.
Yeah.
Have you so coming to mind? There's been some stores that I've been to that have been successful for a lot of years. I think of Gnome Games in Green Bay, and there's a store. Oh God, can't remember. There's a store in Manitowoc also that does really well. It's been
Is it
around
my
a while.
parents' basement?
No, that's the one. That's here in
That's
Racine.
gone now.
No, my parents' basement's here in Racine.
Oh.
That's a video game store.
Oh, that's
No,
new. There
that's
used to
new,
be an
that's
old
right,
one.
Yeah, that's she's thinking
In
of.
Manitowoc.
Oh, really? Call?
Yeah,
Oh, not your
yeah.
parents'
Have you
basement. Yes,
have
thank
you you know so as you're sort of thinking about the decision of I'm going to go into this, did you contact any of these other stores and did you kind of work with them at all as far as like, hey, what am I getting myself into,
That's a really, really good question. There is a parent organization for game store owners called Gamma.
Yeah.
And they run the Origins game convention every year.
In Ohio, yeah.
And when you become a Gamma member, they give you a trade show. This is the most amazing trade show I've ever been to. There are seminars led by other game store owners on things like the rental program that we learned about, how to figure out your finances, how to find a place. And then all of the manufacturers will come in and tell you what's new in Magic, what's Asmodee doing, Yellow's bringing all this stuff out, what are they doing for organized
That's where we
play?
learned how to pronounce yellow correctly.
Yeah.
Spelled I-E-L-L-O.
Yeah.
And we always
And-
kind of try to do that, and then
Jello.
they're like, yellow,
Oh,
yellow,
okay.
yellow. You're like,
Oh, just like
that's how
yeah.
you say the color.
And it's Asmodee.
It's fun to see flight.
Okay, now that brings up. So you've been to the Gamma conference.
Mhm.
This area's got a ton of gaming conventions. I mean, we have got
We used
We-
to have Gen Con.
Well,
Technically, we still do.
but now we we have Gary Fest. I'm sorry,
GaryCon?
GaryCon,
GaryCon.
which is what again old
Con.
Spring Revel used to
Yeah.
be. But
Game Hole
that
Con's
being
pretty
said,
successful.
Yeah.
we've got Game
That's
Hole
true.
Con, we've got
That's my favorite.
Midwinter.
Yeah, Game Hole Con's
You know,
Nexus.
we have Exodus.
Nexus.
Nexus.
There.
Thank you.
What was it?
Yeah.
What did you say?
That's a
Exodus?
Exodus.
We're all.
There.
I'm Moses. I got this.
We're like
okay?
live
They were
fact
so
checking
nice
his
to
speech
us.
No. Are you guys
Yeah.
now that you have a game store?
We're not
Are you
getting,
thinking about going out and doing the whole? Again, we've
Larry,
got such
chug
a
your beer.
vibrant gaming system.
That was a request.
Yeah, we haven't thought too much about anything in more than a month or two in the future, just because
Yeah, lots
we're
of
really starting to get
establish,
going.
Yeah.
But we've been to all of those,
Yeah.
and so we would love to be a part of them in some way as a sponsor, or do something with their game library or whatever. But
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I again, only because we do a lot of these shows. We actually
Yeah.
go and do a show from most of these shows.
cool.
And, it's great to see the stores show up there because it's, again, this goes back to being hyper local. If you are a gaming store and you're working in a certain area, you want to reach out to the cons because that's where your audience is. If you come up there with whatever your hottest sale is, whatever your newest product is, people are going to notice that. They're going to see it. You're going to get exposure to people who are buying games. This is your audience. These are the people who are going to buy games from you. And most of these people like to buy local. They don't like to order online. They like to go out, get their hands on it, test it out, see what they like it. Again, like you said,
rental
great place to
deal for
demo things. It's always good for that kind of stuff.
So I've got a question for each of you.
Okay.
So again, you guys are opening this game store because you like gaming, obviously. So down the road, when you kind of get established, like what events would you guys like to run in? Like an ideal world, like what would you guys like to run for yourselves?
I am a competitive Ticket to Ride player,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I would bring the Puffing Billy. Like, try to get them into this area and do a tournament here
It
with all the
costs you
train
$100
games.
for that multicolored train. that is competitive play right there.
Hey, down on the table up front, yeah.
The train
She's
game
not
is
just
huge.
competitive. She's final table at Origins every year
Okay.
competitive. So
Don't you can't reveal those cards. You gotta play the hustle and like sneak them in. And like, oh, I'm a wolf at this game.
I got like a secret major poker face when I play Ticket to Ride. It's not,
girls can't play games. She
But,
must
like,
be terrible.
right now, I just think they do. There's like a place in Chicago. They do a tournament. They do one at RailCon. They do one at Origins. They do one at Gen Con. I'd love to and I'd love to open it up to like Nexus and help them get it there or something like that.
Yeah. That's a great call. What about you?
Good game. Good
So I'd like to do more casual board game tournaments because I think like a lot of board games, playing the game is fun and I don't worry so much about winning. Like when I stopped focusing on winning, I started enjoying games a lot more.
I like that.
I hear that.
All us bad players.
You know
are
what?
bad.
You know what? I'm gonna do a
What
little
is
bit of a
bad
challenge to
players
you. I'm gonna do
anonymous?
a little bit of a challenge to you on that.
Well, that's because Larry cheats.
Well, I do not. I do not. I get accused of that a lot, but I do not.
If you don't know how the rules work, it's really cheating.
Right. So, but what I was gonna say is when I first, when I went to Paw the first time, I was playing with someone, and I'm like, I just play the games for fun. He goes, you know what? If you're not playing to win, it's unfair to your competitor. And that kind of made something. It was kind of had a thought like, oh wait, this is like I'm trying to be your stumbling blocks, and that's the challenge of the situation. You know what I mean? And I can still enjoy it, and I'm not gonna like hate on you if you like, oh, all right, I'll let you take that back. You obviously like, we're just having a brain fart. I mean, I'm not gonna be like hardcore competitive like that. But the idea of playing as hard as you can, because it's the most respectful thing you can do to your opponent, is a good idea, and that seemed to make sense to me.
Well, I guess what's tough, but
Yeah.
still possible, is doing that and then not worrying about did I win. Because if you come into a 5-player game and your entire experience is around, do I win? And
Yeah.
everyone's like that. One person's happy and 4 people are upset. So, like,
And that's when you stand up and go, in your face!
Yeah.
Right.
Well, but that's
So
not,
as long, I
you
said play to win.
but if you
but
just
you
sit
don't
back
win,
and go, well, the way the cards came out, I did everything I could. I didn't like go soft on this person or that person. I played it exactly the way I should have played it, and well, it just didn't work out. You know.
Splitting hairs. Like,
All right.
Splitting hairs. Okay.
So I'm agreeing with them.
What you
Taking
know is,
the hair, you're splitting it. That's what you got.
is it worth
Same
winning
reason
if you
for the
make
same
your
thing.
opponents cry?
Yes.
I mean, if you're playing Warhammer.
Oh yeah, no, yes,
Warhammer,
no, sorry, yeah, no. I want to taste the tears of my
Especially
enemies.
if they're 10. Especially
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Well,
let's
that's a good
Great.
2-player game because you're supposed to have no
Yes.
mercy for your opponent there. But if
Right.
Right. It's a
in
game
a
about war.
multiplayer
That's-
game, if
This
you
is why my
crush one other
sister
player,
doesn't play video games.
somebody else that you went easy, like if I focus all my work over here, then someone else is probably gonna win because I spent too much time crushing.
Well,
one
I know,
person.
I do understand in a group play game, if you play in a vendetta way, you almost always lose.
Yep.
Because you just always leave your backside open. You just always, because you always are. I'm gonna kill this guy, and you probably do, but you're gonna die in the process. So but that's not smart play either. That's
Well, then
that's
also
part of what I'm
vendetta
saying.
is too late.
That's not.
If
That's not.
somebody pisses you off and you want
Maybe
revenge,
we should get back to the game store.
Yeah, let's bring it back in.
People are starting a business. Like,
Yeah.
Let's try to talk about that.
Yeah, let's bring it back.
Maybe a
in.
thought. Maybe a thought.
Yeah.
We're getting people excited about playing games.
Far
Maybe next week.
here.
Larry's the one person who's having fun in this conversation.
Hey, I mean,
Oh, I don't know.
I think
you
he
and me
is
our
too.
Twitch channel
Yeah.
right now. Our Twitch channel's having a great time.
Ryan! Ryan in the house.
Ryan's here?
Yes, he
Ryan!
is.
So it sounds like
So Ryan,
No.
quickly give us
Stop
our
it.
deep-seated
Stop.
Shut up,
thoughts
Larry.
on opening a game
Stop it.
store.
Stop.
penalty shots will be taken out.
Yes, yes, we will bring back the penalty shot.
Oh, not the penalty shot.
So
so wait, at Larry's
Oh,
case,
not
does he not get
chocolate
shots?
liquor.
Oh,
Does
there
he
are
like take
penalty.
shots away from him?
Yeah, sometimes. Let's see, they want to see you, Ryan.
Ryan, get
And
on
number
camera
2,
for a
they
minute.
want to know what is the best beer, Larry. That is, sorry, the peanut gallery speaks.
Yeah, so what is the best beer?
Oh shoot, I haven't been monitoring the other one.
You know, I'm gonna.
I have.
Oh, good.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna throw out a local shot.
Why did you encourage this?
The hazelnut from Rustic Road is just awesome. It is.
You know, I'm gonna almost agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Hyper local again, but
Yeah,
it's a
it is
really,
so
really good beer.
Where is
So,
I don't know. Probably.
that Rustic Road's out of Kenosha, and they create a beer called Hazelnut.
Does it
And
taste like hazelnut?
It tastes like hazelnut.
Yeah.
Oh my
And-
god, it tastes like hazelnut.
it is so good. We've done a review on this show.
I obviously wasn't here for
We've
that.
done a review on this show.
No,
And
it's really good.
It is really good. So.
All right,
Yeah.
back to the topic at hand.
yeah.
Now that
Where you were arguing
No,
successfully.
we're at it. We're not. All right.
All
Larry's
right.
been giving us in. So it sounds like, again, just to recap, you guys have some great things in place. Like, again, I really love the idea of the game rental program and like
That's
being able to check things out. Because I play a lot of games and I see a lot of stuff on your list on your site that I just like, oh, that looks kind of interesting, or maybe you've heard a little bit about that. A lot of people who game, we're super nerds, but again, there are going to be some people who are generally interested in board games and might want to check stuff out. Do you guys have any like ideas in place to kind of draw that kind of crowd in who might be potentially interested but not quite sure, how to hop into a game, or bring people along to try something out on their own?
Yeah, I think that's where our demo tables are really going to shine, is someone just stops in just to see what's going on, and then we bring out those demo tables, and I show you a game like Zany Penguins, or I show you a game like Pass the Pandas, and it takes you 2 minutes to learn it, and you think it's really cool.
I'm already in.
Yeah.
Please pass me a panda. Yeah.
And if you already know the game you want, like you can type in a game, you can go find it on Amazon or someone else or something. But we want you to come in and we'll help you find like your next game. And if you can come in and you be like, I really like worker placements, we can offer you some suggestions. Other people are gonna say, What is worker placement? That sounds like a job posting. So then just tell us like games you've played before, and then we can give you something similar. Or if you want to try something completely different, you say that this is way over here, or this works really good with 4 people, and that's what you have in your family, and like your kids are in high school. Okay, this would work. Or here's something for your college buddies.
But again, though, so this comes
Here's
back
something
down
for
to
Monty Python.
no, but when you go to a gaming store, that's what you get that you don't get experience. Okay, you may hear, okay, this game's great, blah blah blah. This sounds good, but when you go into a gaming store, like you said, you can say, okay, here's the age group I'm looking at. Here's the kind of games I've played before that I like, and a good gaming store owner knows, okay, well, this game is similar to, but has completely different elements that will make it different enough. Again, so here's the thing. So I can go in and say, I like Bang. You can give me 1 billion copies of Bang. But if I go in and say I like Settlers of Catan, you might say, well, you can try a little old school. There's a few Dune games that might be suitable or whatever. That, again, a gaming store owner is going to know that you don't get that online. You don't get that experience. Yeah. That's something you need somebody who plays games
that may
to
be
take
a
out.
challenge. Because when I go into a game store, a specialty game store like that, I don't expect that from the owner. I expect it from all the employees. And that's, because if I ask for this or that, because it is a specialty store. A part of my walking in is I want expertise. And so that may be a real challenge. As far as because you can't.
When we start
You can't. Yeah, you can't like man the store all the time. Sometimes you just gotta work the books in the background, and you need someone out front. And so.
That's also what the demo shelf is for too. Once we have the ability to employ someone and pay them, they can take those games home. They can play them in the store. They can watch the videos, the review videos online. And at minimum, I would expect them to know the three games that are on my demo tables, like the back of their hand.
Sure.
And then as we rotate through all those games, they'll get more knowledge. They'll figure those things out.
Otherwise, if you have extensive game knowledge, their willingness to work for minimum wage with 0 benefits, we probably have a position for them.
Speaking of, what are your hours?
We currently are going to be closed Monday, Tuesday. We'll be Wednesday, Thursday. Our hours will be 4 to 10. On Friday and Saturday, we're going to go 10 to 10 until I figure out nobody comes in early on Fridays and I adjust that. And then Sundays, 12 to 6.
I do have to say, and again, since this is talking about a local game shop, a fair amount of our viewers are local. I do have to say I really like the location you guys have. It's very interesting because I live in Milwaukee, so I come down to Racine to game a lot, whether it be playing tabletop or video games with friends. And you guys are a really nice straight shot off the highway, even though it's on the other side. You can take the highway.
Where is it at again?
It's off of 32.
Yeah, it's on Sheridan
Road.
I'm sorry, hyper local again, people.
Yeah.
Sheridan Road, which is Highway 32 in our area. But the nice thing is, the crossroads that come in from the
between
eye.
Racine and Kenosha.
So literally, people can shoot down to the lakefront, and you guys are right there.
Yeah.
So you're on a fairly major thoroughfare there.
Yep.
But to even get you from, if you're coming south from Milwaukee, or even west of the eye,
it's a
straight shot in,
Yeah.
and that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. The other thing we really like about it is we're a mile away from Carthage College,
Okay.
and we're really close to Parkside too.
Yeah.
So
it's
college
great for
kids,
that.
come on in.
So, again, we talked about your weekend's events. You got some opening stuff that way.
One more event.
Yeah, one more event?
Because that was a lot of cards. We want to make sure the board gamers got something. So we're going to do Evolution board game tournament Saturday at 5 p.m. It's kind of like a card game. There's a lot of cards to it.
Better
but it's about
we played that at
species
Game Hole
getting different
one?
traits.
Evolution with the
That
that
game
was
is
a really
great, actually.
unique one.
So,
And they
3
have
years
good
ago.
support for tournaments.
Yeah, 3 years ago we met the author at Game Hole Con.
Okay.
No, it was a Game Hole. Yeah,
Yeah, it was at Game
when
Hole.
they were at the
when they were still
hotel.
at the Sheridan.
Yeah.
So 3 years ago we met that guy at Sheridan, and that game is great.
Mhm.
So if you haven't played that game,
It's a really cool one. It's very cool.
If you haven't played, come at like 3 or 4 and we'll show you how to play. There's a sweet Tyrannosaurus first player meeple for whoever wins. So that's awesome if you happen to win. But there's promo cards for everybody, and the more people we get, the more open copies of the game are going to raffle off to anyone. So you can come in last place and still walk away with a game.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Very cool.
You guys are just
I'm sorry, we're running the social media part of it.
Yeah, we're doing the social media
The
part.
Twitch part of it is a flaming wreckage.
What's this? I don't want to know.
God, I love
it's
it.
what we have to do.
So again, I'm really looking forward to checking out the space.
So before that, continue. You check out the space.
Yeah. There's. It looks like again, you're on Facebook and Menagerie Games. You have a website, which is.
MenagerieGames.com.
Well, thanks for taking my job there.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow,
You were so busy just
one freaking job. I got one freaking job.
Some of us are making dick and fart jokes on Twitch. Tom.
Hey, someone's got to do
That
it.
sounds like what you do on Twitch.
I mean,
It really is, dude. It really is,
That's
unfortunately.
the only thing to do on
So
Twitch.
again, the good news is Twitch has got a good audience going, so we're going
Good.
with it. All right.
Thanks, Twitch.
Thanks, Twitch. All right. So one more time, let's run through the weekend's events. So starting on Friday when you open. Saturday when you open. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Saturday when we open.
Stop by.
Starting at noon, we'll have Magic Booster Drafts.
As soon as we have 4 to 8 people, we'll kick off a pod.
5 o'clock will be the Evolution Tournament. $5 entry, but the winner gets that meatball, and the more people come, the more games we give away.
Yeah, and maybe for $5 you get a copy of the game if you win the raffle.
And then on Sunday is all things Pokemon. Come and learn to play. We have some stuff that we can give away for that too.
I might go and maybe way out of my
But those will be
I don't know.
surprises.
I'm trying to convince
for
JJ
people
to go
show
and get
up.
like a throwback.
And
day.
the demo shelf's in full effect, so if Magic's not your thing or whatever, still come down. We'll have plenty of place for you to play a board game off the shelf, or we'll have 3 demos going all the time to learn quick, fast games.
We will also have raffles for door prizes for people that come on Saturday and Sunday. We got some swag when we go to those Gamma trade shows, so we have some cool games to give away for that. And we're going to do this little die rolling thing. We have this giant die people can roll, and you can win things like a 10% off coupon or
I
a
like oversized.
free night when you get a rental.
Extra entries in that raffle,
Or
so you have
extra,
better
yeah.
chances to win that.
Nice.
Lots of cool stuff going on.
Justin, you've changed.
Wow, just a little. Dang.
Does that mean I have to be with Larry now?
I have to.
Have to.
Get
Have
full.
to.
We're just seat filling like, the Oscars.
Oh, that's what that is.
Just like that.
Nice.
We should have played you off earlier.
Wow, it's really quiet.
It is really
Am I
quiet.
supposed to
That
outro
was
at this point?
dead
I'm pretty sure it's your
silence
part of the show again. So.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
All right, Rob, I suppose. One more time, guys. Give out your website.
MenagerieGames.com.
And you are on Facebook at?
Menagerie Games.
All right, easy enough. So, if you're in the southeastern Wisconsin area, something to check out. They are going to open this weekend. This is their grand opening.
If anybody wants to come with me Sunday and make me feel a little doing a Pokemon thing, just hit me up. That'd be cool.
And
So-
a
I'm just
grown
trying to-
man at a Pokemon.
Yeah.
I also have a 5-year-old that you can probably beat at Pokemon. So
I don't
there's
have
someone.
to win. I
He
just
doesn't
want
know
to
how to read.
I haven't played in forever. Yeah,
I'll
The
tell
cards
you,
look
Pwn.
cool.
And all the Pokemon are different now, so it's gonna be like learning it all anew,
you
which
do
is
not want to
great.
do that.
Yeah, so I mean, if anybody's down,
Yeah,
checking it out Sunday.
Just
All right, Rob.
All right.
Rob, take us out.
Thank you so much for coming on, guys. Games and Beer. Sorry, I was totally tied up by social media today.
Oh,
It is my job.
You're so tied.
I am actually doing my job, but
Well, thank you for inviting us on. This was amazing.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
we're gonna check you guys out when you open up. So we'll definitely be visiting.
We don't live far away. We should
Yeah.
get
Yeah,
Exactly.
fortunately, we
We
were
can-
very nearby.
Yeah, so
No
maybe
doubt.
the thought of maybe having us out for a live.
You guys want to
That
shoot
would be
from
really
the
cool.
store
Might be an
sometime?
idea.
Yeah.
Might be
You
an
play a
idea.
board
Just
game?
gonna put it
Play a
out
board
there.
game, you
Gonna
know?
put it out there.
Just saying. We did have a request for a board game review from a new board game that's coming out.
What's the name
Maybe
of
we'll
it?
time together. I cannot for the life of me remember. We actually get
We
a
get
lot of requests.
those. We get a
But,
lot of requests.
I don't know
Oh.
why. Ever since
a
the Lake
shameless
Billy,
plug.
ever since the
Billy
Lake
Bob
Billy
and Sue,
incident,
yeah. Like Billy,
they've been
like
coming
Billy,
in.
like Billy.
I have a small shameless plug. I was
Okay,
able
make
to
it.
get 3 copies of Terraforming Mars. So if there are people out there that don't have their copy, I have 3.
Wow.
Hookup.
So, yeah, now you know where you can get it at.
I think we should do way more board game stuff.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
I think you should do way more board game stuff.
And I think you should do that stuff at Menagerie Games.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
I
All
think
right,
field trip
Rob.
is in order.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching Guys, Games, and Beer. A big shout out to Big Ronnie.
Big Ronnie!
He asked
Big
for
Ronnie!
it.
Yay!
Who says, quit eyeing me, ponytail.
Hey, all night long, Ronnie. All night long.
Gonna love you long time.
I'm not in the pocket of Big Rod.
Ronnie, Big Ronnie.
Big Ronnie.
Big
No.
Ronnie.
Yeah, you know Big Ronnie.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
Big Ronnie.
I do know Big Ronnie.
Big
I thought
Ronnie.
you said Big Rod, which is another
But
name
which
for Gene Roddenberry.
ponytail? Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm gonna assume it's me because I don't know if they can see
I
you.
would imagine so.
No, I can see your
I've
ponytail
barely
on the
been
camera.
In frame.
I can see your ponytail on the camera.
Well,
Might be
yeah,
you.
But I've spent half the show like this.
No, other
Oh,
ponytail,
so-
evidently. Other ponytail. So maybe it is you.
4 though.
I don't
There
know.
are
maybe
more than
it
one
is.
ponytail.
Maybe I am eyeing you. I don't know.
You got a
Tail of
request
two
to chug those
ponytails.
beers.
Yeah,
By the
all
way,
right.
I'm not in control.
All right,
of my
finish the
life.
show.
all right. By the way, you can check us out at www.guysgamesandbeer.net. As always, there are free game Fridays. We just had one on Tuesday. But we'll have another one on Friday. www.facebook.com/guysgamesandbeer, where all really kind of weird crap does seem to happen. Also, you can check us out on Twitter at Guys Games Beer, and of course the big 3, Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, which
And
I
we
already
will-
mentioned, but we stream there too on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. roughly, 6:15 p.m.
All right. Gonna give away a game tomorrow.
We're gonna give away a game tomorrow on
Maybe,
Twitter.
maybe two. Maybe two.
Maybe two.
Maybe two.
And
We'll
definitely there will be a free game Friday this week on Facebook because I've got some amazingly crappy
that
games
game
to
you
give
gave
away.
away today.
I
Oh,
got
no,
some really.
wait. That
Oh,
game you
today?
gave away today, dude.
Oh, the reviews were
It was
amazing.
barely a Steam game.
It was barely a Steam game. Yes.
Barely a Steam
So
game.
you can't beat those reviews.
Thank you, Bundle Stars. Oh.
Yeah, thanks to Bundle Stars, we have some amazingly crappy games that look like good games. Oh, love it.
Keys I'm gonna give to you guys.
We'll see you next Wednesday. We are over and out. Bye.
Next Wednesday?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Have another
Tuesday.
drink,
We'll
Rob.
see you
Oh, wait a
Tuesday.
minute.
Rob, have a
Tug
good
out.
I was just gonna be like, did we change the day?
I got real
No,
confused for a
Rob,
moment there, too. Next Wednesday?
Again.